Thank you very much. I'm Steve Levy, your host. A roaring audience for my guitarist here, Phil Angotti. I'm very pleased to have him on the show. Now, Phil, you have produced, I believe, 10 albums. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. 10 albums. In fact, I'm dating myself a little here, but my first effort was on vinyl. Remember that? Big, you know, those big things.
I think half the audience is like,
1986, 87, I did a record, because that's what we did back then. And then right after that, CD was kind of starting to happen. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that does sound, man. And then I did a couple EPs on cassette, and right after that, moved right into the old CD thing. But so this is my 10th full-length record, and I've done a lot of. I've put songs on a lot of compilation CDs, mm-hmm. and so I've been on a lot of different projects.
So I'm a big fan of Juliet Foster. Tell me a little bit about how that came together.
That was the one I released a couple of years ago. Previous to this, that was really a solo acoustic record. The whole thing was recorded with just acoustic guitars. My friend Martha Larson played cello, and so it's kind of a bare bones recording. We overdubbed some vocals. I always like to do my own harmonies, and it started off as being a bunch of demos, and out of kind of accident, we left it an acoustic album because my producer Charlie, who was back in town and recorded my last album, was moving. So we were literally pulling wires and things out of his studio because he was leaving town. And he said, Phil, I don't think we're going to have time to put the band tracks on this. And I said, well, I kind of like the sound of the way the tracks were kind of in the demo stages. Let's just mix them and just keep it, you know, bare bones, just acoustic guitar and voices. And then it came out as an acoustic record. And the title, Juliet Foster, is it's not a real person. I kind of made up a little story about a childhood memory of a girl that this guy sees in the window walking to school. And then I had a couple songs, and I kind of loosely tied it together. Mm-hmm. Wrote a couple instrumentals in it, and we made the album cover look like an old movie poster. So when you see it, you think it's a soundtrack to a film, but there is no film. It fooled a lot of people because it said songs from the soundtrack, Juliet Foster.
I think it worked, actually.
I think it did. A lot of people were pretty... They thought it was pretty cool, and again, to this day, a lot of people think there's a movie out there. So
yeah, now that I know the truth, of course, I
hope I didn't ruin it for you, but that's how it is.
You want to play another song?
Sure.
Great.
I could do something off Juliet Foster since you mentioned it. If I will play the title,
let's play
the title song. That was good. Great lead-in.
It's a great song.
Thank you. And then on this one, it was me playing a 12-string guitar quite like this. I didn't have this one yet. And Martha Larson played a cello line, which is really good, but she's not here, so we'll have to hum the cello part, okay? See her looking at me, but I had to turn around, that's where the teacher sat me. Ooh, it's hard to imagine, but you gotta let the time go. Yeah, 'cause on my way home I still see her in the window. And I thought I lost her, and I thought I lost her. Foster, yeah. Well, we got a little taller and I didn't want to bother, 'cause I'd have to walk her home, maybe meet her father. Yeah, you know, she was really smart. She said, I want to be a teacher. And when I think about her now, I could hardly even reach her. And I thought I lost her, I thought I lost her, Juliet Foster, yeah. gotta turn around, that's where the teacher always set me. Ooh, it's hard to imagine, but you gotta let it all go. Yeah, and on my way home I still see her in that window. I thought I lost you, I thought I lost you, Juliet Foster. Thank you.
Very cool.
Thank you.
That's great. What would you
Did
now?
it sound just like a cello when I was humming?
It did. Yeah, I was just
Like
about to
full-
say that sounded like a cello. You like to intertwine all sorts of instruments into your songs, right? Cello.
Yeah,
and
I do.
flute and.
You know, whereas I was younger, I was very into like Beatles, Stones. I was just a guitar band guy, like electric guitars, you know, and acoustic guitars. And as I get older, I really like different instruments, especially, you know, like on this new album, I have a horn section on 2 songs played by my friend Tony Kay, where he came in with 4 different horns and recorded them one by one. So it's like it sounds like a horn section, like a 4-piece, and it was him just overdubbing it, and that was really fun to do. I've never really used live horns on a session before. I use like keyboard horns, and it just doesn't sound the same.
Wow.
Strings, I've always liked cellos and violins, and in pop music, it really works. I've always liked that sound. And piano is something that I've always liked piano, but the last 2 albums I've used a little more, well, this one particularly, I've used real live piano, which is nice.
Yeah, that's great. Now you play some other instruments besides guitar?
Yeah, I play a little mandolin, I play bass guitar, I'm lousy on piano, so I'd stay off of that. And they don't let me drum neither. Obviously I'm a lousy drummer too, but I know about drums. I tell them what I like to hear, but so it's mostly stringed instruments like guitars and bass.
And what kind of advice would you give to someone getting in the music business? You've been around for a while. What would you say to someone who wants to kind of go for it?
Just do it for the reason that you love to play and it's meaningful to you. If there's any other reason for it, I would probably say don't do it. So that's all.
That's good advice. Will you? We have time for one more song. You want to play one more?
Oh, I'd love to. Thanks.
Great.
Thanks. All right. And again, on the 12 string with the capo. This is what this is. It's also a clothespin. This song, speaking of vinyl, it's called Psychedelic Sunday, and in this song I'm talking about waking up on Sunday morning and listening to my favorite records back when we had records. So I mentioned in the title, see if you catch it, some album titles of some classic albums. So this is on the new one. This also has a cello that goes. Turn on your phonograph, have a hazy laugh. Won't you sit with me psychedelically? Walk through the village green, drive a submarine. Oh, won't you sit with me psychedelically? And I know you'll be here someday. Psychedelic Sunday, psychedelic Sunday. Well, let's go on a tour to where I'm not quite sure, like the singer's rhyme. Well, it's all in the mind. Take me by the hand to another land. Won't you walk with me psychedelically? And I know you'll be here someday. Psychedelic Sunday. Won't you wanna go for a while? All you've got to do is smile. Won't you wanna go for a while? laugh. Won't you sit with me, psychedelically, yeah? Walk through the village green, drive your submarine, get your sitar and play. Younger than yesterday, and I know you're out there somewhere. Psychedelic Sunday, yeah, and I know you'll be here Sunday. Psychedelic Sunday, psychedelic Sunday, psychedelic Sunday.
Really nice.
Thank you.
That's great. Psychedelic Sunday. Love it.
That's it.
Love it. Well, listen, I just really want to appreciate you coming on the show. I wish you all the luck in the future. I hope this next album takes off like all the rest.
I hope so.
And I hope to see you again on the show sometime.
Thank you, Steve. I really
Thanks a
enjoyed
lot.
it. Thanks for having me.
Phil Angotti, everyone. Let's give him a little love. Nice job, Phil. Really
Thank you.
good. We'll be right back.